Wladimir Klitschko dominated the heavyweight division from the early 2000s to the mid-2010s. For a decade straight, he along with his brother Vitali were without a doubt the best and most accomplished heavyweights in the world. But a question I wanted to bring up today is Wladimir Klitschko a top 10 heavyweight of all time? The average top 10 list goes back to the 20th century heavyweights. Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, and Lennox Lewis. Those guys are of course worthy of top 10. But after 2000, when all these guys were out of the game or they were washed, the heavyweight division started to take a toll. Though the Klitschko brothers were amazing and always dominating, they were really the only A-tier level boxers in the division, with not a lot of competition. Many would say Vitali was the better boxer and that he would beat Vladimir if they fought, and that may be true. But there is a difference between being greater and being the best. I like to bring this up a lot when I compare Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali. Floyd Mayweather was a better boxer. He was smarter, he was a better defensive boxer, in his prime he had more power, he was just more skillful. But when it comes to actually being greater, Muhammad Ali has that. Same thing with Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali. I think Muhammad Ali was greater than Sugar Ray Robinson, but Sugar Ray Robinson was better. So while Vitali may be better than Wladimir Klitschko, Vladimir was still greater, he accomplished more. Vitali wasn't as accomplished as Vladimir. He didn't hold more belts or wins. Vladimir did, and he was a unified champion for a very long period of time compared to Vitali. In terms of who had a better career, it is without a doubt Wladimir Klitschko. He was an Olympic gold medalist. He held the World Heavyweight Championship twice, including the unified WBA Super, IBF, WBO, IBO, and the Ring Magazine titles. His fights would get up to 500 million viewers worldwide. He has the longest cumulative heavyweight title reign of all time, with 4,382 days as the World Heavyweight Champion, and most fighters beaten for the World Heavyweight Championship at 23. Now, many people might be thinking, Joe Louis. No, Joe Louis had more title defenses, but few of those fights were rematches. But Wladimir Klitschko fought more boxers. He also holds records for the most wins and title defenses of the Unified Championship in professional boxing history. Now, Klitschko really wasn't a fan favorite here in the States due to his boring style, on top of the US not really having any good American heavyweights to begin with. He would clinch a lot, was just boring, and did not trash talk. Now, I have no problem with that, but many others did. But what he did have was power, incredible hooks, incredible right hands, and just incredible strength. He had 53 wins by knockout. But recency bias does not favor Klitschko, and that's how he may be forgotten. His last two fights of his career were losses against the young Tyson Fury and a young Anthony Joshua. Even though he lost to Joshua by stoppage, I was actually very impressed with his performance. At 41 years old, he sent the 27-year-old AJ to the canvas and made it a very hard fight for him. But I wouldn't let an over-the-hill Klitschko losing to two young, hungry prime fighters be the deciding factor for all of this. If I were to name my top 9 heavyweights of all time, I would have Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, Lennox Lewis, George Foreman, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier, Evander Holyfield, and Rocky Marciano. You could put those guys in any order you want, that's my order, but like I said, any order you want, those are my top 9. For the 10th spot, it is really hard. You could include Jack Dempsey, Sonny Liston, Riddick Bowe, Jack Johnson, his brother Vitali Klitschko, and even Usyk and Tyson Fury. But honestly, Vladimir accomplished more than all those boxers over a longer period of time. He also had much more power than all of them as well, and being in the heavyweight division, power is your most important factor. So for me, I would put Wladimir Klitschko as the 10th best heavyweight of all time, making him a top 10 heavyweight of all time. I know how it is in the sports world, especially boxing. Nostalgia is a big thing in boxing, alright? It's crazy to rank a guy who fought past the 2000s, among the greats. It's crazy, especially in the heavyweight division, People really cherish the 80s and 90s so much, and the 70s heavyweight boxing divisions. They cherish those eras so much, and I understand that. But Wladimir Klitschko, if you look at the accolades that he had, I don't see how you could put him outside the top 10. Now, you could say the guys outside of the top 10 like Sonny Liston, Vitali, Usyk, Riddick Bowe, maybe they could beat Wladimir Klitschko, but they didn't accomplish as much, making them the greater than Wladimir Klitschko. Now, Klitschko did have some wacky losses in his career. Okay, the big upset was against Ross Purity in 1998, but then after that, he still went on a nice streak of wins and did win a WBO heavyweight title after that in 2000 against Chris Bird. He lost to Corey Sanders by another upset, crazy loss, TKO in the second round, but he'd end up to still win titles after. He lost to Lamont Brewster in 2004 by TKO, another crazy loss. But he would actually beat Brewster by stoppage in 2007 for the IBF and IBO heavyweight titles. He beat Chris Bird, he beat Lamont Brewster, he beat Hasim Rahman, he beat Eddie Chambers, David Haye, Tony Thompson, Alexander Povetkin. He also beat Alex Scholes, Francois Botha, and Ray Mercer. I get it. His resume, the lack of wins against legendary opponents is not there. But that was just the era he fought in. That's not his fault. He did what he had to do in the era that he was in. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you really think Wladimir Klitschko is a top 10? I definitely say he was. But like always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to subscribe for more boxing history and boxing content. I'm out, guys. Peace.